y'all, my name is Lauren here with Plan with Laura. Today we are going to be talking all about the wedding. I'm so excited. There is just so much going on, but so many fun things that are happening. If you've taken the love languages test, leave me a comment down below about what your love language is. But for me, I receive love through acts of service, but I give love through gifts. So getting to ask people to be in our wedding was something that I was so excited about, because that meant I really got to spend time thinking about intentional gifts that I wanted to give them. So I'll say this, gift giving for me has always been incredibly important. Now I know that it is not for everybody, but for me, giving a gift is really an act of intentionality, and it's my favorite way to show people that I love them. And because John Michael and I have been together for so long, you better believe that even before we got engaged, I was thinking about who my bridesmaids would be, what I would want to get them, and all of the fun ideas that come with that. If you guys saw our last video, if you haven't, make sure, go ahead, check it out, because it gives you a little bit more of a rundown about what our wedding's exactly going to look like, which will probably help make more sense when it comes to this video and everything that we are doing. But if you watched the last video, then you know that we are having our wedding, like the formal ceremony and celebration, in New York City, and that wedding itself is going to be pretty small. We're looking at 50 to 65 people tops. We're still finalizing that guest list, and so knowing that we are going to have such an intimate affair, we wanted to make sure that we were really intentional with the people that we decided to ask. While it may not be traditional to like ask your parents to be in the wedding or to kind of go above and beyond, again, nothing that we were doing is traditional, and this very much felt like something that John Michael and I wanted to do, that we were excited to do, and so that is why you will see us asking so many people to be a part of this. I will just say, caveat here, if you are in the wedding planning process, you do not have to do this at all. I have been asked to be in weddings via text message, via handwritten card. Like, there's not one thing that is better than another. This is just how we chose to go ahead and ask people to be in our wedding. When it comes to gift giving, our kind of rule of thumb as a family is that a gift either needs to be edible, useful, or practical, and then bonus points if it's like super sentimental or like personalized or something along those lines. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about maids of honor and asking the bridesmaids together. Essentially what I did is I got everyone the exact same thing, and then for the maids of honor specifically, I customized it a little bit more based on their personalities. So my first maid of honor is Jillian. She's my childhood best friend. We've just done everything in life together. And so we were actually traveling to Savannah together, a trip that we had already had planned. And so I coordinated with the hotel, snuck into her hotel room, put up this big "Will you be my maid of honor" banner. We'd put confetti and balloons all over her room. One thing that's important that I did for all of my bridesmaids or anyone we asked on our wedding is we did a handwritten letter. So I did a handwritten letter to her. I gave her a little thing of champagne. And so that really was the big thing. And so, you know, I'd said, hey, will you be my maid of honor? And I asked her to go with me to the Kendra Scott store, which is a jewelry store. They have lots of locations everywhere. And I asked her to help me customize jewelry for the wedding. So jewelry that I would wear for the wedding, the earrings for the rest of the bridesmaids and other people who are going to be in our wedding. And so I said, your maid of honor duties start now. Let's do this together. So we had a really awesome time in the Kendra Scott store. And then I also did get her a personalized journal so that she could write down anything she needed for maid of honor, also for herself. And then I wrote her letter. Instead of writing on a separate card, I wrote it in that actual journal, and I put some photos of us and stuff in it. So that's what we did for Jillian. It was very like Pinteresty. I got all the ideas there. It was very Instagrammable, which was super fun. So my next maid of honor, Sarah, she's my college best friend. She's like the girl that I met my freshman year of college who changed my life. She's not as flashy. She lives in New York, which is where we're moving. We're actually moving really close to each other, so I'm super excited about that. So I wanted to do something a little bit low-key, but still as special. So I got her this really nice candle. Again, I wrote her a note and I gave her a little notebook, and it was like, for all of your maid of honor duties. So I gave her a little personalized notebook that she can write in. I wrote a letter for her. I got her some of her favorite wine, and I got a couple of champagne coupes. I actually got her a little bottle of champagne, but I got her some champagne coupes, and I kind of organized like a girls' night in. And so I coordinated with her roommate, came in the night before and decorated after she was coming back from a trip. So when she got home from the trip, she could see all of that there. Her roommate helped me sneak in to set it all up again. I had to travel with all of these things, so funny because my suitcase was so much lighter on the way going back home than it was going to New York. We set it all up, and so when she got home, she got to see it all, and then I came over, we shared some of the wine, and I got to ask her to be one of my maids of honor. That night, during the little wine night that we had, we talked about what we wanted to do for the bachelorette, and it really was just a time for us to bond and talk about the wedding and catch up and all of the fun things. So those were the first people that we wanted to ask. I did want to ask my maids of honor first before I started asking everybody else. I did not like any of the boxes that said bridesmaid. I also very much didn't want anything that said bridesmaid on anything that I decided to give anyone, because for me, again, as someone who's been in a wedding before, I never end up wearing those things again, or I never end up using it again. And so I'm thinking through things through the lens of practical, edible, reusable, things like that. So that's kind of where my mind is going. So what we ended up doing is everyone got a box. I got these boxes. It was like a pack of 50 for like $12 on Amazon. In all of the bridesmaids boxes, I had a small bottle of Prosecco, La Marca, my favorite brand. I had a small votive candle. One thing that was super personalized to me, and also I know would speak to my bridesmaids, is they are all planners. Now, not necessarily in the same way that we are, but they all use their own type of planning system, and they know that my love for planners. So I did go ahead, I worked with Spark Life Studio to go ahead and create personalized planner stickers. How cute are these? How fun are these? And again, this is something fun that I just thought spoke to me. It's like Plan with Laur. It takes in planners, but again, something that they can use if they want to. As a part of our invitations, we had custom luggage tags made. We worked with an Etsy company. I'll pop their name right up here, but they helped us create this custom design that says "Meet me in NYC," since our wedding will be in New York City. What we did is we used them as a part of our like bridesmaids, groomsmen, and all the people we'll be talking about in this video's proposal. And then when we send out our formal invitations, these will also be a part of our invitation. I guess you could say that they're kind of like wedding favors in a sense, but we didn't want to have favors at the actual wedding. And again, these are fun, like guests can use them on their luggage as they're packing. They'll think of us when they can use them when they're coming to the actual wedding. Okay, so the next person that we asked actually was our officiant. Joe Michael and I asked one of our really good friends and someone who's really seen us through our relationship to be our officiant. Jesse is one of our friends from college. He actually moved up to Boston for graduate school when we were in Boston, and he moved in the middle of the pandemic and really didn't have a community, so he became a member of our pod and spent countless days and nights with us in Boston, so we got super close super fast. So when it came to ask Jesse to be our officiant, we just wanted to express our gratitude to him for just showing up time and time again. So here's what we got him. So for Jesse, I got him the same tags that we used for the groomsmen, and we kind of did a little bit of like what we got the groomsmen with, just a little sprinkle more since he is being the officiant. So we got him a little tag that say, you know, we're requesting you to be our officiant, which is super cute. We put it over a little bottle of Prosecco, which was super sweet. And then we actually got him a customized turbot that wedding date on it, that it has his name on it, that says officiant. And again, we wrote him a card just to thank him and to tell him how much we love him. From there, we went on and we asked the groomsmen. I think sometimes that the wedding is just so focused on the bride. It's so focused on the bride and making her happy, but I would like to say that the underlying theme of our wedding is intentionality. So we wanted this to also be something that was memorable and exciting for the men that are going to be a part of the wedding as well. One thing that we did is I got these super cute name tags. I'll drop the Etsy seller name right here. We got them a bottle of their favorite alcohol. We put these little tags on it, the same one that we got Jesse that said we request you to be our groomsman. I just used a little bow and I tied them up, and then John Michael wrote them handwritten cards for all of the groomsmen that he asked to be in our wedding. Okay, so guest of honor. This was really not a concept that I had heard about, read about, seen about, or anything until our wedding planner told us. And then the second she told us about guest of honor, we knew that we were going to have a whole bunch of them. Now, John Michael and I both come from pretty large families, but we're also both the youngest. So he has 2 older siblings, I have 2 older siblings, but we're the youngest by like 7+ years on either side. In addition to that, I have a couple nieces who I knew that I wanted to be a part of the wedding, as well as other family members that we wanted to be a part of it. So a guest of honor, as in the way that our wedding planner explained it to us, is literally any person that you want to kind of just stand out or be with you during the wedding. So we have 4 guests of honor, and they are our siblings, and they all will have different roles during the wedding. So one of John Michael's sister, her name is Emily Scott Robinson. She is a professional singer and songwriter. She's great. Seriously, go check her out. And she is going to be singing our first dance song. So we'll be working with her over the next year to figure out what song we want to dance to. If you have any good recommendations on first dance songs, please leave them in the comments down below. John Michael's other sister, Caroline, she is a professor, but she's also a really gifted writer. So she'll be writing us a poem that she'll be reading at the wedding. And then we have her husband, Adams, who will be an usher at our wedding, and then my brother Robert as well, who will be an usher at our wedding. Now, both of them will get ready with us in our bridal suites, and what we plan on doing is, instead of having them wear the same colors that the bridesmaids will wear, we are going to have them all in navy. This is kind of a 2-part reason. The first one being that both of my parents are retired colonels in the U.S. Army. My mom told me that she was not going to wear her uniform, but my dad really wants to, and part of me does too. I mean, I was an Army child through and through for my whole entire life. So he will be in his dress blues, which meant that my mom was going to end up being in navy. So we're gonna have them all be in navy. And I don't really have a something blue in my wedding, even though I'm not 100% sure even where that tradition started. However, I'm going to have all of them be my something blue crew. So they'll all be in blue. It will be my something blue at the wedding. It will be great. And we got to ask them all. Again, we wanted to go ahead and ask them to be in our wedding. So we worked with another Etsy seller, name that I'll go ahead and pop up right here, but we had these custom mugs made. So what these mugs have is they have the date of our wedding, they have the New York skyline, and they have their name on it with whatever role that they are going to end up playing. Now, some other people who would be like guest of honor, we're just not calling them that, are our parents. So we did ask all of our parents to be in our wedding. Now, they are going to be doing the traditional things that parents do, like giving speeches, walking me down the aisle, things of that nature. But again, we just wanted to take an extra second to be able to, we know that they'll be putting in a lot of time and effort into the wedding, and so to ask them as well. So we got them these cups as well. I did actually ask both of my parents to walk me down the aisle. It was, both my parents are my best friends. It was a no-brainer. I put my mom's card in it. I did give her a little bottle of Lamarca because she is the one who gave me my love for Prosecco. Then I had a card. Then I asked her at dinner. She cried. It was super fun. And then we had a super great dinner all together. So we're super excited for all of the people that we ended up asking to be in our wedding. It also, like, again, for someone who loves gift giving, it was super fun to be able to pick out all of these things, put together all of these boxes. Our wedding, as of now, is less than a year away, and I feel like already it's gone by so fast. And so when I journal, because y'all know I love to journal, I love to be doing that type of stuff, these are the moments that, to me, like sitting and watching TV and putting together these little boxes for these people who we love, getting to write them cards to tell them how much we love them and how special they are and influential they are in our life. Those are the things about wedding planning that I never want to forget. Yes, there is stress and lots of it, and there's sitting down with the budget, and there's all of these different things, but I want to remember the excitement that I felt staying up making these boxes for my best friends, or the excitement of asking these people in person and seeing their reaction. To me, so far, that has been one of the most beautiful parts of wedding planning. And I hope you guys will stick around for the next video, because we have less than a year out for the wedding, so I'll be talking about specifically what vendors we have booked, what we're still waiting for to be booked, and as always, let me know your wedding advice in the comments down below. All right, y'all, that is all that I have for you guys today. If you're new here, hope you decide to stick around by hitting that red subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday and Thursday, and as always, y'all, my name is Lauren here with Playing with Laur, and I'll see y'all next time.